Hello, wine friends. It's Joanne from the Wine Educate podcast, where we explore WSET education, study tips, and practical advice for wine enthusiasts and professionals. This is a continuation of our Taste This series that we're doing this summer to have a little fun and work on our tasting just a little bit. I created this to help you all with your WSET studies. If you're not a WSET student, it doesn't matter. You can always do these. They are really fun. So you can have it correspond to your studies or just have it as something you're working on your tasting, and also to encourage you to get that tasting group together, right? It doesn't have to be a major endeavor. You could have one person over, you could have two people over. It could be a reoccurring thing or just every now and again. Say, come on over to my house. I want to do this tasting and I think it'd be fun to do it in a group. Okay, I am particularly excited about the tasting for today because I have been wanting to do this apple tasting for ages. It was really one of the first tasting ideas that I had thought about because it is so simple. And you all can go to the grocery store. Most grocery stores will have these apples available. It doesn't cost a whole lot, unless it's one of those really fancy apples from Whole Foods, perhaps. Anyway, I think you can get these apples from most places. And it is so relevant to many of the wines that we taste. This green apple, yellow apple, red apple, or red apple skin, they show up in our tasting notes every day. Every day. But I honestly cannot remember the last time I ate a red apple. Quite frankly, I don't really like red apples. I know what they taste like, but you know what? It's been like years since I've eaten a red apple. And kind of same thing goes for green apples too. We don't just snack on Granny Smith. They're a little intense. We make pies with them and whatnot. So this is important for you guys to revisit these aromas and flavors because they do show up in so many wines. All right, so how are we going to organize today's tasting? As a reminder, if you want the PDF of how to set up these tastings, I'm going to be sending them out in all the newsletters. It's as simple as that. So if you want to join the newsletter, go to wineeducate.com and there's a really bright green button saying sign up for the newsletter. Just go ahead and click it and sign up. I will be listing all of the Taste This series in the newsletter. So if you're listening to this and you think, oh no, I've missed it, it's okay. This summer, I'm going to have all the PDFs listed in every newsletter so you can catch up if you're just discovering this tasting series. All right, so what to do? Go to the grocery store and buy yourself some apples. One of each, right? Or if you've got a really big tasting group, more, however many apples you should need, but you need a green one, a yellow one, and a red one, right? Boy, we're spoiled with the apple situation here. We go to a grocery store and there's like 20 different types of apples. And quite frankly, I'm more of a Fuji girl myself, but do try to go to one of the larger grocery stores that's going to have more of a variety for you to order, and then be that weirdo at the checkout with 3 different bags with 3 different apples in it that the poor person at the cash register has to hunt and peck for the code. Anyway, go and get your apples. And then, and this is optional, you can buy 3 wines that correspond with these aromas as well. Or you could just do the apples. So we could keep it really simple. If you're going to go out and buy some wines that correspond, I have a list in that PDF. Some examples would be for the green apple, Chablis, right? Because we're talking about cool climate Chardonnay. And really, any cool climate Chardonnay would do. New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc would also be a good one. Cool climate Chenin. Champagne, specifically like a Blanc de Blanc champagne, would have this green apple aroma and flavors. Yellow apple, all right. Chardonnay again, but this time warmer or more moderate climate. So you can just stay within Burgundy. You could go a little further south in the Côte d'Or or the Mâconnais, the Châlonnais. Those Chardonnays are going to show more of this yellow apple. California Chardonnay would do as well. And also California Chenin. We just need a warmer climate for the Chenin. Okay, for the red apple skin, well, this is red wines, but red wines that are showing a lot of red fruit. That would be a Gamay, so Beaujolais would do. I would do a Beaujolais Cru and not a Beaujolais Village because you don't want too much of that candied bubblegum flavor. You want more of that a deeper red flavor where the red apple skin shows up. So stick to the Beaujolais Cru. Also, Pinot Noir would be great. And Grenache or Grenache-based wines would also work really well. I will say this every time. If you are scratching your head on which wines to source, find that little bottle shop that's in your neighborhood. Get to know the owners and the folks that work there. They would love to help you with this. If you live here in New Orleans, obviously you can come and see us here at the Independent, but anywhere in the world, find that bottle shop and they will just help you find the wines that work well with these lessons. All right, setting up the tasting, the best way to organize this. I would first start with the apples. So cut the apples up into slices and go around and taste them. Doing it in the group is fun, so you could taste the green apple slice and then think about, this reminds me, I did have a wine the other day, and I can link the aroma and flavor back to that wine. You are also, by isolating these aromas and flavors and tasting them one by one, really able to log that in your brain, right? Put it in the filing cabinet so you can draw from it the next time you are smelling a wine. You can really think upon it. Is this green apple? Is it yellow apple? Is it red apple? And then if you're in a group, you can take turns mixing up the apple slices and tasting them blind. And you might be like, well, that is so easy. I will be able to easily differentiate them. Well, tasting things blind is pretty humbling. So I would encourage you to do this exercise anyway. And then you are now drawing from that reference that you just logged in your brain, and you're doing a recall, which is a wonderful exercise for helping you recall these things when you're tasting the wines blind. Okay? And then you taste the corresponding wines. This is not so much like eat the apple, then try the wine. No, this is just trying the wine. And I want you to spend as much time as possible smelling the wines before you taste them. I always encourage this because with smelling the wines, you're only focusing on the aroma. As soon as you taste the wine, you've got all these other things to consider, right? Just smell it and really think, what am I getting? And, write down all the things, not just the apples, and compare your notes and talk about the wines. I think this exercise is going to be incredibly helpful for you. And we're going to do more like this, like isolating specific aromas and flavors. So it'll help you when you are tasting your wines blind to recall them easier. Okay? And once again, if you want the PDF sheet on how to do this and the setup, just go and sign up for the newsletter, wineeducate.com. It's on the homepage. There's the green button, says the newsletter link, and sign on up. It is also the very best way for me to communicate with you all. We offer all the WSET classes. I'm rolling out our 2026 trips right now. I leave in 10 days' time to go to France to do our 2 trips. And we've got lots of exciting ones for 2026. Also, it's me. I write the newsletter. So if you get it and you have a question, just hit reply. It's me, and I will help you out. All right, friend, I hope that was useful, and I will see you on Thursday.